and it's Farm Connect work to connect the idea to the investors. And when the investors put their money to ensure that and also to ensure that all of these people coming in deliver for their promises as well as they are also being that's just Farm Connect work. Facilitating the interaction amongst the stakeholders. And that stakeholder include the investors, the partners, and all the so that's just our work.
Thank you very much, Mr. Aziz Oluwole. You already mentioned a bit of what we should, what our viewers should expect in the next panel. You already mentioned the likes of Profita, Samsung Dole, Ignition, and all of those things. And of course, I need to inform our viewers that if you have any question, you can ask on our social media handle. You can ask your questions on YouTube. You can ask your questions via the phone lines, the company's phone lines too. You can ask your questions, and of course, our panel are they are here to answer those questions. However, right now, I would want to suspend the discussion for this panel, and then so that we can move to the next discussion for the panels. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for gracing this invitation. We really learned a lot from your activities on the way to the project, and then of course, the overall success is going to be, the glory is going to be shared by all of us. Thank you very much for changing the history of food security in Africa, for changing the history of food security in Nigeria, and then for sustaining the peace that Farm Connect brings through agriculture. Thank you very much, and then we'll love to see you next time. Thank you very much. Moderator, sir.
Can we leave?
Yes, you can leave. Thank you very much, everybody, especially Mr. Sherman. Thank you very much, Mr. Aziz Oluwole, the visionary of this fantastic and wonderful agribusiness. Everybody, because you know, there's some pictures that have been going viral all over social media that I've seen. Can't that number that this particular one that I saw that a young boy was skinny, you know, he's hungry, and behind him there's a vulture behind him. And I was wondering, why is this young boy like this? And lo and behold, I realized it's hunger. And when there is hunger in the country, when there's hunger anywhere in the world, I'm telling you, things will definitely not go the way it's supposed to go. In a couple of moments, we'll definitely be having, like Mr. Shegun said, we'll be having the next panel to come up, and definitely, I'm assuring you that you will definitely enjoy them. But before then, a lot of people, a lot of companies, a lot of insurance companies talking about SunTrust banks, Leadway. When I talk about Leadway, it's not a bank, it's an insurance company. Sterling also, Naik also, you know, a lot of them will definitely be coming up. But before then, how are you adding to the community? How are you adding to the world? How are you giving back to what you've been blessed with? Yes, not everybody. It's not everybody's opportune to be like Yankote. It's not everybody's opportunity to be like the Otedola of our lives. Not everybody likes Bill Gates. It's not everybody like Mark. But you can be like Mr. Oluwole, as it's not a very selfish man, as far as I'm concerned, because he decides to like, okay, wherever you are in the world, anything about and a lot of things. There's nothing that is not when it comes to food.
Er komt een bericht, your session is over.
Anything you want to eat comes from the land. Talk about the popular one in our own country, Nigeria. In every house, I mean in every house, at least in a day, you must eat rice. For example, recently I was all over the country. I heard about the rice that have been given out as palliatives to the country. You know, when you talk about rice, of course, you can't eat rice alone. It has to come with sauce, the likes of tomatoes, the likes of green pepper, red pepper. Why is it not there's no yellow pepper? Is there yellow pepper? No, just kidding about right. If you're just joining us, we're live on YouTube. You're joining us. We are on Zoom also. It's very easy to connect with us. All right. We'll be definitely moving ahead. Right about now, we're supposed to do a musical break, but because of time, I would I would not think three much of a musical break. That's a good English saying that three much is I'm supposed to say too much, but in Africa, anything goes. And if you don't forget, we're still the giant of Africa. Nigeria was still the giant of Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, please invest in agriculture. All right, right about now, we'll be going for musical break. I'll be bringing up, I was just joking, I won't bring it up, but definitely you hear his music. I love him. The video, I love him. Whiskey. And a black African.
I believe in my future. I believe in this great land. I believe in Nigeria. I believe we will have it. All the things that we desire, the beauty and the unity. I believe in Africa's prowess. I believe if we take all the vast land we've got, yes, I know we can build up high. I believe in peace, they should be found our gold. Agriculture is peace, united we stand. Preaching the goodness with integrity, found harmony. Monster. I believe in my future. I believe in this great land. I believe in Nigeria. I believe we will have it. All the things that we desire, the beauty and the unity. I believe in Africa's prowess. I believe if we take all the vast land we've got, yes, I know we can build up our lands. I believe in peace, they should be found our gold. Agriculture is peace, united we stand. Preaching the goodness with integrity, found harmony. Agriculture is peace, united we stand. Preaching the goodness with integrity, found harmony. The land is green, let's make the fallow land yield its fruitfulness. The land is green, youth come obey and come back to the farmlands. The land will build a nation with food spread to the coast. Agriculture is peace, united we stand. Preaching the goodness with integrity, harmony.
Koma noma dan mu ciyar da kasar mu. Koma noma dan mu dawo da arzikin mu.
Yeah, agriculture, black culture, Genti, life come and farming. Draw China, same thing the yellow faka and their funding. No come and Nigeria if you true be what you make and agriculture be the best.
Jebo Mishanilewa o, Eriko Shise, Amajale o. Iwe kiko, lai si oko. Ati ada, koike o. Agriculture is peace, united we Monster.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm sure you enjoyed that video by Leke. He believes in Nigeria, he believes in agriculture, and not just Nigeria, he's all over the world. Agriculture Is there a BU white, BU pink? Is there pink human being? No, there's no pink human being. There is white human being. Everybody definitely deal in agriculture. Any country that does not attend to agriculture, definitely the country will go on hunger. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have the first section, which was very fantastic. Security is also very important. We'll talk about security from that young man that was supposed to get an accountant. You know, he was an accountant. I'm sure he would have been into a lot of debt. That's why he's counting money, thinking about security, and a lot of mistakes will be made here. I'll be bringing off stage right now to moderate this next section. Well, I used to tell people that there's always a visionary. Somebody has to dream, somebody has to have a vision, and other people will definitely follow. Because if you don't have the vision, people are not following you, there's no way it's going to be achieved. Right about now, I'm going to bring the visionary out. This very event why we're here, and the reason why we're talking about Farm Connect Agribusiness Nigeria, I'm going to bring the very visionary. Ladies and gentlemen, please, if your hands are not too busy, yes, you can clap while you are seated. Please welcome Mr. Oluwole Aziz. Thank you very much, Mr. Oluwole Aziz. Okay, thank you very much for the privilege of having to moderate this session. I have here in this panel 4 gentlemen. The topic we'll be discussing here is input supply and organic farming. Input supply and organic farming. I would want to, apart from Mr. Nico from, I would like all of you to kindly introduce yourself, and I'll give an opportunity for Mr. Nico to also introduce himself. So I want to start from the gentleman just close to me, Mr. Kunle. Could you please let us know who you are and what your organization is into briefly? Then after that, immediately just speak, and immediately you speak, then I'll give an opportunity to Mr. Nico to introduce himself over the internet. Thank you very much.
My name is Kunle Fajamaroku. I'm the CEO of Biotech Limited. We manufacture agrochemicals in support of our local farmers to increase yield, to prevent loss, and to reduce general overhead of the entire value chain.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I am Olaje Olanfeku, the Business Development Lead of the business for Ignitia in Nigeria and West Africa. Ignitia is a weather forecasting company, and we are the world's first weather forecasting company in the tropics. We have been doing this since the company launched in 2010, got commercialized 5 years ago. What basically we do is to provide reliable weather information for agribusinesses and smallholder farmers to mitigate risks, which enables them increase their yield and improve their livelihoods.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm Farmer Samson Obole, team lead Soilless Farm Lab from University of Limited. First, we are into tissue culture, trying to breed seeds to ensure that farmers get the best seeds. Then secondly, we are into machine learning and artificial intelligence for agriculture, using things like soilless farming to ensure we can produce all year round. Then we also help the farmers by using what we call blockchain technology so that they can track their input and their output from source to whomever it is it needs to get to, essentially.
Thank you very much. I also have Mr. Nico de Groot from Netherlands. He's on standby. Mr. Nico, if you can hear me, I would like you to kindly introduce yourself to our audience and what you do in your company. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everybody. Can you hear me? This is Nico de Wild from Profita company from the Netherlands. I'm pleased to be in the inauguration meeting of today. And for now, I will explain a little bit the history and the mechanics of how Profita works. So Profita is actually quite a young company. Technically spoken, it is founded in 2018. But the founders, including me, have a very long history in seeds and international seed trading and production. You can say over 50 years of experience in the international seed trade. We have all been working for large companies, but we found that in tropical Africa, there is a gap in supply of the right seeds and the knowledge. And that's actually the point that we took the decision to start a company called Profita and make knowledge and good seeds available for tropical Africa. Basically, you can say that Profita is focused on producing vegetables in a successful way. And therefore, we have made a philosophy that, that is founded on 4 pillars. One of them is the supply of good seeds. Secondly, Secondly, we provide knowledge in training programs and all kind of things. Thirdly, we provide knowledge of fertilization, crop protection, and bush management. And the fourth thing is that we supply smart farming. And you must see this not only as separate items, but it is all connected. So the 4 pillars work together. We have seeds, we have knowledge, we have training programs, and we have smart farming, and all together they give the right output to the grower. Therefore, we do not sell seeds alone. If you buy the seeds, you get the knowledge and you get the smart farming included. And that's why we work over Africa quite successfully. And that's the only way we work. So in a nutshell, Profita is focused on supply of good seeds, knowledge, and smart farming. And we guide the grower from nursery till harvest. And actually, we also pay attention to the, you can say the outer infrastructure of the crop itself. So also we pay attention on layout of the greenhouse, choice of substrate or soil or whatever medium. People can ask us about what type of fertilization methods you should use or what kind of irrigation method you should use. Anything that has to do with growing vegetables from nursery till harvest is under our guidance. I can give an example of what we do, but maybe that is not what you're waiting for now. Maybe it's better to get some questions or.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Nico. I want to ask you a question because it's talking toilet. I'm thinking that maybe you plant cats. Would you like to enlighten people a little bit more about how I do perform and what you do when you talk about toilet farming? So basically, what is the because once you understand the function of teasing out the functions is another. So basically, soil has 3 functions. First is to act as what we call an anchor to support the plant while growing. The second function of soil is to help in water retention, to hold water. The third function of soil is to help in aeration. Now, for this to make sense to the audience, remember why in primary school or secondary school you were taught 3 types of soil. That there is sandy soil, loamy soil, and clay soil. And you were told that we should use loamy soil to plant, but you were not told why. Now, if you look at the 3 characteristics that I gave, if we judge based on sandy soil cannot support a plant weight properly. Sandy soil cannot hold water, but it will allow air. Hence, we don't use sandy soil to grow. Now, when you take clay soil will hold water, we anchor the plant, but will not allow air. So we don't use that. Now, when it comes to loamy soil can perform these 3 functions. Hence, use loamy soil to grow. So what we are doing is, since we understand the function of soil, we ask ourselves, what else can play these 3 functions, but is not soil? Luckily in Nigeria, we have too many materials we can use. We can use foam, we can use rice hull, we can use coconut coir, we can use ordinary water, and we can use air. So depending on the kind of crop we
farmer wants to grow, we determine the best suitable substrate to use to grow the plant. So usually when you go online and search soilless farming, you will hear things like aeroponics. So aeroponics means the plant is growing in the air. Now we use that more for tuber crops. So for example, last 2 years, there was this contract by the federal government saying we should produce 9 million seed yams. So the whole of these seed yams are grown in the air. Now, the question people usually ask is, Nigeria has enough land, why go soilless?
The question just came in. I just noted the question.
So Nigeria has enough land, why grow soilless? And the answer I give to people is, Nigeria has enough land, but we do not have enough fertile land.
Thank you.
Two distinct things. As of 1989, there was a job carried out by Professor Agboola in the University of Ibadan, and he realized that as of 1989, less than 49% of our soil was fertile enough for growing. I am sure it's worse now. Now, that is on one part. Number two, when you come to this South-South region, you realize that we are suffering from what we call coastal encroachment when rain falls. The water is taking over the land. You go to the north, we have what we call desertification. We are also losing land in the north. You come towards the Niger Delta region, we have oil spillage. We are losing land. Then go to the Benin region, we have pockets of crisis, we are losing land. Now, despite all of these, there is the push for civilization. What does civilization mean? We need to encroach more land to build more houses, build industry. So we need to drive the farmers further and further away. Add to that the reality that we have the best roads in the world. Yeah. So as you push the farmers away, they have to open new territories. Now, for them to bring their foodstuff to the farm, it's an issue. Now, there is only one way to circumvent all of these. We must have farms that are smart enough to stay within the city, that they can compete with. Because, for example, if I buy a land in Ikoyi and tell you I want to farm, I'm sure the first thing people will gather and start praying on my behalf. Why? You are having a land in a high-end area. Why would you turn it into a farm that is in quote for the poor?
Maybe you go for deliverance.
You go for deliverance. But if I have a land in Ikoyi, and I am practicing vertical farming, just one plot. If I have 6 levels of plant growing, my one plot has become 1 acre. I take it up to 15 levels of plant growing, it has become 1 hectare. So I can do so much without having to depend on seasons. Let me just put it in the simplest form. The reason food is expensive is because of weather. I ask people, there are times in the year in Nigeria where tomatoes becomes very cheap. There are times maize becomes extremely cheap. Now, imagine the cheapest a crop can be in a year. If we can grow the crop without depending on weather, the cheapest that crop can be becomes the regular price of that crop year round. Yeah. And as more people come into it, you realize that the price of food will drop. How do we define poverty? You can't eat. Yeah. That's the basics. Yeah. We define poverty with you can't eat. So if we can eat, automatically we've conquered poverty. Show me a poor country, I will show you a country where majority of the people in the country are farmers and they are poor. So if you help the farmers, more people will become richer. So once you can help the farmers overcome poverty, majority of the guys in that sector become rich, where majority are women. Majority, of course, now we are trying to beg youth to come in. And I tell people this, sorry, I've digressed a bit. You don't beg youth to come into agriculture. We did not beg youth to go into oil and gas.
Thank you.
When oil and gas started paying people salary and they were having a good life, everybody wanted to become oil engineer. So if you see 10, 15 farmers driving good cars, you don't need any preachers. Yeah. On your own, the Lord will speak to you. Yeah. If he doesn't speak, you will call him. Yeah. And say, I'm coming to become a farmer. So until we bring in tech-based agriculture, soilless farming, yeah, where we can farm without having to depend on weather, yeah, where the farmer is not the SI unit for poverty and dirtiness, where I can go to farm clean and come back clean, where I can compete socially with my mates in other sectors, yeah, where I can maximize my space, where I can predict my future. For example, if I become a medical doctor today, I can predict and say, okay, by next 3 months or next 5 years, I am going to get to this level, I'm going to specialize and become a surgeon. Yeah. In 30 years, I'm going to become this. When it comes to agriculture, there is no career path. because you don't even know what would happen next. You just need one policy to realize you are out of the game, or one bad rainy season period to realize everything is ruined. But with soilless farming, we want to give control to the farmer. We want you to be able to say plants are living things. One of the characteristics of living things is that they can talk. When we say talk, it's not like about speech. They can communicate. Now, the plant wants to talk, but the farmers cannot listen because there is no communication. He doesn't even understand what the plant is saying. So until the plant is dying before the farmer knows there is something wrong, and it is already too late. So what we are trying to do with soilless farming is bring a communication, ensure a way that we can produce that is clean, not season dependent, so that then we take advantage of the vertical space, reduce the use of inputs. More production does not need more fertilizer. It requires proper application of fertilizer. Let me just give you these two examples. To grow a single tomato plant requires about 1.6 liters of water per day. Now you hear a lot of people say things like, oh, I tried greenhouse farming and failed. You failed because you were supplying water. What if the water was not enough?
Or it's too much.
Or what if it is too much? Because it's like a human being. The fact that you cook food on my plate, I remember there are some of my friends I don't go to visit. You go to their house, breakfast is 2 biscuits. Show Jenny, sorry. Is that food? So there are some of my friends, but in their mind, they have given Samson food. When I say biscuit, not better biscuit, so just 2 stick, okay, those 2 and see. And they are happy. Now, when you look at plants, the fact that plant A adds 2 grams of nutrients with water does not mean plant B needs the same thing. Just that we are both tomatoes does not mean we require the same thing per time. Now, this is what we are trying to correct under soilless farming.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Sampson. That was really, really eye-opening. It opened a question. I have 2 questions. The first question we're going to Mr. Olade. You mentioned weather, dependence on weather. People will be asking, I grew up with this mindset that you pray for weather. I remember when I was in the armed forces, and then some of the time we were deployed for some exercises, then I look up to look whether there's star in the night, whether there's going to rain or not. Because when it rains when you're in the field, oh my God, you don't like it. You need to have a grasp of your weather. You need to have good, because not everything can actually be growing in a controlled environment. Farm Connect is in a controlled environment farm. And this year Farm Connect is going to be planting wabungo apple, for example, and some other avocados and all those things. And so many other things that we might not want to grow in the greenhouse. We need to still have a touch of what the weather is saying. So, Ignitia, you've done a lot. You have high level of accuracy with weather. Why do you think that's very important to agriculture? Let people know that they will not think you're just a time waster or weather is in the hand of God. I will go to my village, I will call the people that will call the rain. They will bring it down now with some drum. Please, can you enlighten us a little bit how weather has even improved agriculture in some of the places you have had entry? Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'll start from where you stop. That we have to pray to God to have weather. And I have had this countless times, especially in the northern part of Nigeria and in Ghana. They will tell you God is the architect of rain. It is only God that controls the weather. But I make bold to say that while I believe that God can do that, you as an individual, as an agribusiness decision maker, and as a farmer, should know how your weather looks like. Now, we are talking about climate change and its effects, global warming and what have you. One of the effects of that is that the production season that we used to have, not what we have anymore. Aside that it has changed, the production months keeps reducing and the population keeps increasing. We need to get smart with how we do our planting. How weather plays a major role is that, take for instance, earlier this year, some rice farmers went to their fields to plant. They planted earlier because they had 2 to 3 rainfalls. They believed, oh, they've had sufficient rainfall for their crops to be established. And they were wrong because they had to do everything all over again. Drought setting because it was not the onset of rainfall as at that time. If they knew how the weather play out, they wouldn't have gone ahead to plant as at the time they planted. They would have waited for rains to be fully established before they go to do their planting. And this is how weather plays a major role. It is like you have an eye in the sky. Now, you as a smallholder farmer, what Ignitia does is that Ignitia gives you a tool. Like you have your cutlasses and hoes for our smallholder farmers, like you have your Zoom and every other tool that you need as a key decision maker in your office to make your decisions. The information goes to the smallholder farmers in form of an SMS. So it gets delivered to your mobile phone. No matter how basic your phone is as a smallholder farmer, no matter how remote your area is, you get the SMS.
That would be very expensive.
How do we do this? I will come to that. Thank you very much. How do we do this?
I need to mention the price. Let them know how small it is.
Very, very minute. It is just $5 for the entire production season, 9 months. For a smallholder farmer, all you need to do exactly less than, thank you very much, less than 2,500 naira. This is what you can spend on buying chemicals.
Let me even cut you in there. With the coming of our e-center, integration of initial system, it's coming like a package to farmers. The satellite imagery system, the EO system, the weather system comes like a package and then spread. Like the farmer would have needed to use a solution for about 3.6 million. We are bringing it down to as low as 6,000 naira for the whole season, and that takes care of even the weather.
Let me quickly take you up on that. Considering the value and then the price that farmer has today, Ignitia invested 20 man years into research before we developed this model. It took the intervention of NASA and UN scientists to develop a model that is tailor-made for the tropical parts of the world. I say tailor-made because normally, before Ignitia came into existence, there were 3 models that were being used globally: the EU model, the British model, and the American model. These 3 models are not based in the tropics. They are in the temperate regions, and they were made for the temperate weather. Now, these are the things that were passed down to us in the tropics, which most organizations are still relying on, and that is why
people don't like weather forecasting. It doesn't work.
And that is why more often than not, the predictions are inaccurate. You can as well flip a coin because it's either head or tail. So you have a 50% chance of getting your weather right. And this is because Ignitia plays a key role in mitigating by the risk of businesses by providing accurate, I would say minimum of 84% in comparison to 39% which the global models would give you. And we have made considerable impact. We have made huge impacts. There are lots of businesses that we have worked with, and they can testify to what it is that our service brings to the table.
The impact in Mali, was it Mali?
Exactly, yes. Okay, there is this organization, there is this business in Ghana. They are, Ghana is big in cocoa. So these guys went into cocoa. They got everything right. It was a gamble, yes. They didn't bring their service on board. But then they were trying their cocoa beans. According to the norm, it wasn't supposed to rain that time. But then rain came early. You know what happened? It impacted the quality of the cocoa beans. They got every other thing right. Now they have invested into tillage, they've invested in fertilizer, they've invested in chemicals, everything, manpower and logistics and what have you. They were at the tail end, and then the quality dropped. If you take such cocoa beans to the market, you will not sell it at a premium price. No. You will not be getting what you're supposed to be getting. And that is and for an average smallholder farmer, you can say less than $2,500. $2,500 is a high sum of money for an average smallholder farmer in West Africa. But when you compare the value, imagine you as a smallholder farmer. You go, you till your soil, you put in your seed, hybrid premium seed, then you buy chemicals, you invest in fertilizers, you have done all of these things. And then you decide to plant using your own knowledge of how the season, of how the weathers have been in times past, or you just decide to pray to God. and then you go and do your planting, and then it fails, you will have to buy the seed all over again. You will have to do your tillage all over again. You will have to invest in fertilizer, in chemicals. Such a farmer, at the end of the day, will not be able to compete in the market with another farmer who has been smart in his approach right from the onset. Because your own production cost will be way higher than a farmer who has done everything the way it's supposed to do it. Now, please take for instance that it is not only about deciding when to plant that weather is important. Weather is equally important in knowing how to apply your inputs as well. If you apply your fertilizers and there is heavy rainfall, the fertilizer can leach deep into the soil, away from plant roots, meaning that the money you've invested on the fertilizer and the manpower, the labor, and what have you gone to waste, you will have to repeat the entire process again. Same thing is applicable to chemicals. You will have to, and you are building an overhead, and then you won't be able to break even. So whether it's as important as the cutlasses, the hose, the pesticides, the fertilizers, and the seeds.
Thank you very much. Such an enlightening time. People need to really understand how weather works. I'll give you an illustration. Last year, I had a partner company that went into maize. He had all the forecasts from even reputable organizations in Nigeria, three different reputable organizations. And he was even mandated to finish planting by 15th of September, otherwise it will not be issued. He planted for dry season. There was rain till December. Many of his plants drowned. He couldn't harvest until February. He lost a lot of. I mean, where he was supposed to get 6 tons per hectare, he got 1 ton per hectare.
And that's a headache for it.
And it would have been just 2,500. You know, it's one of the things. In the next panel, we'll be discussing things about insurance too, so people will have opportunity to understand. Now, these little things are not things that are just done because you are wearing bling bling, you are lack of way kind of thing. They are things that are essential to success in agriculture. Now, there is this hype coming up in this time. People are becoming more health conscious, and they hear organic. Like me, before I got into this business, when I hear organic, I would just want to take off because that's organic. You want to kill me. When you mention toilet farming, you want to kill me. When you mention weather forecast, you want to kill me. Why do I have to pay all this? I want to ask you, Mr. Kunle, you've been working assiduously, and my partner Nico is very, very, very committed to organic farming. He believes in healthy food. So you've been doing some work on organic farming. I mean, the normal thing we hear is organic farming is expensive. But you're out here and say, I want to crack that. So
no, it doesn't have to be expensive, provided that you pick your battles. And like he rightly said, weather has a huge part to play when you're farming outside of a controlled environment like a greenhouse. There's various techniques and there's various agrochemicals that's available to organic farming, similar to what we manufacture at Biotech, which is potassium F-humate. It is a chelating agent that actually helps your crop better utilize nutrients from the soil. Our own formulations also have nutrients in it as well. So even if the soil doesn't have everything that the plant actually needs, right, it will give the plant what it needs. Now, it's not just humic acid, but it's also fluvic acid is also included in it, which is quite similar to humic acid, but it's a smaller molecule that will actually go inside of the root of the plant and draw in nutrients from its environment. Now, you know, once you put all the right things in place, right, it takes the guesswork out of the entire process. Thereby, everybody knows business doesn't like uncertainty, right? Same thing with insurance companies, right? So if you can prove that you can increase productivity, right, you can reduce loss, right? Your insurance carrier will be happy.
I'm sorry to cut you.
No, go ahead.
Now, this you're talking about, is it only for plants or do you do anything for animals?
Yes.
I have poultry,
yes.
I have snails. Yes.
So, we have a product. It's copper oxychloride. It's animal food nutrients. Yeah, it increases the feed to weight ratio of your livestock.
Yeah.
At the same time, it also reduces the mortality of the said poultry or whatever livestock that you are into, husbandry. So there are various products that we offer, and that's
Like
just-
I was asking Samson, Olade, I want to ask you a question because something very important to me. Money. I mean, all this English you are speaking,
yes,
is it not the one that will be making the phone of the farmers shake when there is a lot? They say, bang, 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 the phone will just explode. Yeah, what happened? They have taken all my money.
Well, if you were to buy the product from outside of where we offer it, it will cost you more. Even if you were to buy it within, our prices are not just competitive; they are the lowest on the planet. We can
I want to
guarantee
echo that one. No, echo that one because that one gave me pimples.
because we source our raw materials locally. We can afford.
The next question I was going to ask.
Yes.
Are you making it from abroad or you're making it from abroad?
No. All our raw materials
Yeah.
is sourced locally,
Yeah.
right? And our workforce is indigenous.
Yeah.
So we can afford to offer these products at prices that the people on the African continent can afford, not just Nigeria.
Having been with Mr. Kunle on several occasions, there's one thing I learned. He has I don't know whether the word that was coming was severe. He has a strong passion for making agricultural inputs very affordable to farmers. He consistently thinks about it. And I look at this as something that people should be aware of, something people should hear about. We have tried a lot of this products, and fantastic. Now, all this oxychloride, Cameroon chloride, Nigeria chloride, I don't understand because I did chemistry, but I failed several times. So what I want to ask you now is, all this English, are they still organic?
Yes.
Well, or they are just 5% organic, like juice.
Organic fertilizer, like the super potassium fumate, is 100% organic, right? The copper oxychloride, it's a broad spectrum fungicide that's also used in animal husbandry, right? But it is a salt that is easily manageable in terms of when you're using our own fertilizers. Since our fertilizers is a chelating agent for cation exchange, the copper itself has a positive charge. So if you're using potassium fumate, right, it will actually bond with it like a magnet. So what the plant doesn't use doesn't actually stay in the soil. You understand? And pretty much straightforward, really.
Thank you. Before I ask you my last question, which you will answer in 10 seconds, I'm going to count 1 to 10. If you don't answer it in 10 seconds, I'll just carry you. I want to quickly throw this out to Nico. Nico, please. I have used your seed several times, and we have successfully run projects in Ghana together. So I would like you to please tell our audience why, if your seed is affordable, how is out. Okay, apologies. Our partner from Netherlands is out now. So that means that I'll just ask my final question. Thank you. Now, we are working together on a huge project. Soilless Farm Lab. Yeah. I don't call him Samsobule, we call him, he's a wizard. He grows plants in the air.
I'm an ardent follower of his on LinkedIn.
Oh, you're a follower? Yeah. You are still following me. I'm working with him. If you want to do soilless farming and you're not taking cognizance of Samsobule, you probably don't really know much. See, I've been to a lot of greenhouses, I've been to a lot of things. There is depth and there is depth. You got the point. Now, we are working together to do a huge project, 120,000 metric tons of vegetable in Osun State, and we're replicating that also in Imo State. So I want you to use 30 seconds each, or 15 marks, to talk to the audience about how your skill will enhance food security and create opportunity for them. Very quickly, straight to the point, like
what we want to do is ensure we can produce all year round, ensure the inputs are properly utilized by ensuring we use AI-based irrigation system to reduce wastage, grow all year round, then monitor the plants properly so there is a communication between the plants and us. We want to know when the plant wants to get sick or have any nutrient deficiency before they show symptoms.
And that will be integrated right with our e-center. So while the farm is in Osun State, we can monitor from the farm.
So if anything goes wrong, people on the farm get fired, those in the e-center get fired because it's talking and collaborate.
Yes, that's great. That's very great. So, sir.
All right, thank you. Ignitia uses artificial intelligence and machine learning in the forecast and the delivery of our forecasts to both agribusinesses. We have a medium through which we deliver to decision makers in the offices through our dashboard and SMS to smallholder farmers. Weather increases yield when you get it right, when you get a timing of your activities right, when you're supposed to apply fertilizers, when you're supposed to spray your chemicals, and when you are supposed to harvest. Weather plays a key role in increasing the yield, your produce from the farm. It equally helps keep the quality of your produce as when they are in the storage. Because relative humidity plays a key role on the quality. Before you take it to the market, there are a lot of people who will want to do that and sell when they can get premium price. So articulating this to your e-service center is going to make a huge impact in improving yield and equally reducing hunger in our society.
You are owing me 5 million naira for 5 seconds to use extra.
Apologies, sir.
No apology. If I collect 5 million, please send the account number. So, sir, 15 seconds. You can also use 20 seconds and make it 10 million.
Okay. Well, at Five Biotech, as we all know, we produce agrochemicals just not only to maximize productivity, minimize loss. We also are into farming ourselves in order to be there, experiencing whatever the farmers are experiencing and trying to develop new products to actually meet the needs of the local farmers. New products like inoculants, nitrogen-fixing bacteria to increase yield in legumes, and to make sure that the root zone remains healthy, using organic fertilizers over chemical fertilizers, which sometimes kill the beneficial microbes that actually helps your plant grow. So, all of that ensure.
Thank you very much.
And
I really appreciate that. We are not looking forward to working together. We have been working together. It's just for us to consolidate and reassure our investors that the future and what we tell them we can achieve and the future is brighter. Thank you for coming on this program, and I count it a great privilege to be the one moderating you. I don't know. So thank you very much. Mr. Sampson, I want to say a big thank you. Mr. Rolade, I really say thank you. Mr. Pajem Miroku, I wish you all safe journey back to your places. Thank you. And thank you. Now forget my own name. Okay, please.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Aziz, for that fantastic moderating. Like I said earlier, that we all have our different talents. When it comes to the microphone, I call myself the prince of the microphone. Because we have Ali Baba and the likes of AY and Yangade. I cannot call myself the king, but I'm the prince of the microphone. Yeah, Mr. Aziz Oluwole tried to, at least he did his best. And then while he was talking about 10 million, 5 million, 10 million. In my mind, I was thinking this is a joke. But now I realize what is a joke, because to them, when we talk about millions, it's just, things like peanuts to them, because they know what it means. Yesterday at Wave City, when I saw what was there, very massive. I know, yeah, this is the big money. And he said that's just like 1% of it that they still have before December, they have 10 the same size of it. A friend of mine was saying something that was a very rich man, and this rich man was on his dying bed, and he called all his children, one of them who happens to be not very greedy but likes money a lot, and was telling them, I have money in Switzerland, I have money in Netherlands, I have money in Africa, and he was telling them that this is the account password, and coincidentally happens to be a 6-digit account password. And the greedy son brought out his pen and was writing the dad, okay, please go on. And he said, and it was like, the first one is 7, and and the third one is, the second one is 8, and he said the fourth one is 6, and he said, and the 6, and so was like, Dad, 2 more to go, 2 more to go. And while the father was still trying to catch his breath, and lo and behold, the owner of the breath took the breath away from him, and here he died with the 2-digit number. And I was asked, if it was me, what would I do that your father was about to give you the last 2-digit number of his access to his money? What are you going to do? I said, sir, he's going to wake up. I will call all the spiritual heads in the whole world to come and pray for him to at least wake up and give me the last 2 gifts. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was just in the lighter one. My name is Rotimi Johnson. Please don't forget, in a hurry. Right about now, we will be going on a musical break. Music is life. Without music, we cannot enjoy life. It's been as much as agric is life. Without food, we cannot live. Music is the food to the soul. And right about now, I will be inviting to perform Papa Tumeche. Enjoy the music while I'll be back. Thank you very much.
Farm Connect, Farm Connect, Farm Connect, Farm Connect. Agricultural real estate company for every agri-business. Farm Connect, baby baba, papa mama, brother sister. Agriculture, it get plenty benefits like food security, life job opportunity. Agriculture go help our economy. Agriculture go help our economy.
Farm na money, money na farm. Oh.
Farm Connect, baby baba.
Invest for agriculture through Farm Connect. Oh,
Farm Connect, baby baba.
Farming sweet, oh, with Farm Connect, oh yeah.
Farm Connect, baby baba.
Tó bá fẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ ò pẹ̀lú fọkànbalẹ̀, oh yeah.
Farm Connect, baby baba. Farm Connect, baby baba. Farm Connect, Farm Connect.
First and foremost, I'd like to say thank you to my brother, Honorable Yemi Lawa. I had to drag him here this morning. To Mr. Aziz, Farm Connect. He's been a brother in the short period that I've known him. We would like to say thank you for what they did for Osun State during the COVID period. I'm sure he has forgotten about it. They provided palliatives to about 1,000 people, so we really appreciate Farm Connect. Like this, I'm not sure whether to be formal or whether to just be free and be a young guy that I am. So I think I will be mixing the two. Something happened in August 28, 1963 in Washington, D.C. Martin Luther King Jr. came out and at that speech, I have a dream. It is easy to dream, but to realize that dream is something entirely different. People sleep every day And they have sometimes, you know, when you're really tired, you have like 4 dreams in a night. But to have just one single dream and to make sure you realize that dream takes a lot of effort and energy. Today, I believe Farm Connect are not realizing a dream that started about 3 years ago. Today, having Farm Connect in Osun State is another dream. Today, having these facilities on ground, agricultural facilities, to develop agriculture in the Southwest is another dream that is being realized. I don't want to go into too much politics, but we're sure that Northern Nigeria has always been the base for the production of food in Nigeria. And there's been that message that's been passed on that Southwest, and not just Southwest, and most of Nigeria, needs to start producing what we eat. The period where we order toothpicks, where we order pizza from London is over. I'm not sure anybody will want to go to London for holiday anytime soon. So Farm Connect has realized a dream, like I keep saying. Agriculture is one of the major, or has the highest potential to create jobs, both skilled and unskilled labor. We saw in one of the videos where someone came out and said they started 2 weeks ago, and what he has learned in the past 2 weeks, he couldn't even believe it. Farm Connect is going to be creating jobs to over 1,000 people. We're going to be opening a whole new sector. We're going to, like Aziz said, there's going to be telecommunication. There's going to be opening of new industries. There'll be people who will be maintaining this place. So I would like to thank Farm Connect for bringing this project to Osun State. I believe this is just the beginning. And like Aziz knows, and the people in Farm Connect know, my office is always open. They've been there a couple of times. I will continue to support. Governor Gboyega Oyetola, His Excellency, has always said agriculture is a priority and is one of the #1 agenda in Osun State. So today, to the investors and everybody here, the Ministry of Agric is always opened. I will continue to support every investor in agriculture in the state. Also, on behalf of my brother here, Honorable Yemi Lawa, the Youth and Sport, Farm Connect will also be creating jobs for interns. So I'm not sure if Mr. Aziz is still on ground. Mr. Aziz, the same way you come to visit us at the Ministry of Agriculture, I'll want you to extend a hand to my brother. And we'll want your staff to work with them like you've been working with us. And then with that, I believe we can create a better future in Osun and in Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Farm Connect, Farm Connect, Farm Connect, Farm Connect, agricultural real estate company for every agri-business. Farm Connect, baby baba, papa mama, brother sister, agriculture.
The inauguration of Wave City. It's a 5.1 million square meter land. The vision is to create a system that will contribute immensely to the food need of Nigeria.
I believe in my future. I believe in this land. I believe in Nigeria's greatness. I believe we will have all the things we deserve. I believe in Africa.
Retired Lieutenant Commander Aziz, thanks for the initiative. I'm actually impressed. Thanks for advocating for State. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Yes, I know.
Today, I believe Farm Connect are now realizing a dream that started about 3 years ago. Today, having Farm Connect in Osun State is another dream. Today, having these facilities on ground, agricultural facilities, to develop agriculture in the Southwest is another dream that is being realized. Farm Connect is going to be creating jobs to over 1,000 people. We're going to be opening a whole new sector.
Yes, I know we can build up our land. I believe in our peace.
All right. Welcome back. Hey, Ghana Music and Western Media. I'm sure you also enjoyed that fantastic, wonderful speech by the Honorable Commissioner for Agriculture and Food Security in Osun State. And like he was saying that definitely Farm Connect will be creating over 1,000 jobs for the youth of Osun State. And I was there yesterday live at Web City, Wasimi, along Ibadan Express Road. And if I was not being told, I would like, is this possible? I saw it myself. I saw it, especially what amused me was the, what is it called now, the big tomato thing that was unveiled yesterday like a plan. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're still here. We're still talking about Farm Connect Agribusiness Nigeria Limited. We're still talking about farming. We're still talking about, farming has lots. We have that of fish. We have a lot to mention to. But now we're going to the next panel discussion. I would have loved to take this, but like I said earlier, that is not my profession. It's not mine. I would love to put my head into it. Once again, I'll be inviting Mr. Oloruntobi Olusegun to come take this section. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much. Good afternoon once again. This panel is going to be focusing on the finance and insurance for agricultural services. We're going to be having a spotlight on Nigeria agricultural sector. And with us this afternoon is a representative of Nigerian Agricultural Insurance Corporation. He's live in the studio with us. Very soon he's going to be introducing himself. You're welcome, sir. And also online, on our online platform, we have representative of SunTrust Bank. SunTrust Bank, the managing director of SunTrust Bank, is online with us this afternoon. And also, we have the representative of Leadway Assurance. Leadway Assurance. Okay, so let's go to the discussion. So, so far, you are the only one I have in the studio this afternoon. Once again, you're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You are an insurance expert. Can we know your name? I understand that you are the zonal manager for Southwest Zone for NAI, Nigerian Agricultural Insurance Corporation. Please, sir, we would like to know you and what you do in the office.
Thank you very much, and our TV audience. For the privilege the Farm Connect has given my organization to showcase our services in line with government objectives to increase agricultural production in Nigeria. My name is Adin Ogunbi. I represent Nigerian Agri Insurance Corporation in Southwest States. And NAI is one out of federal government concern to increase all aspects across the value chain of agricultural production. Be it direct production, be it rearing, agrochemicals, industrialists, anything that has to do with agriculture. You understand that people who are selling pepper on the road, in the marketplaces, the origins of agricultural produce,
is the essence of agricultural insurance as established by the federal government. Now, the central focus of government in 1987, when Nike was born, was that there was an unwillingness. You know, we have a conventional insurance company that is so something like building, fire, cars, and etc. But the federal government, the Ministry of Agriculture, are experts in agriculture. They want to replicate what is happening outside the world, in European countries, in Asian countries, back to Nigeria. But they were unwilling to accept the risk in agriculture because it's counted to be high risky venture. And you can't blame them. A farmer in a particular locality, maybe a rice farmer, maize farmer, if they are going to be fire, it's not going to single one particular farmer. And it's going to cross across, like the fire outbreak that happened in Beirut yesterday. Look at the number of people that died. So they shy away. Again, the financial institutions, they are unwilling to lend to agriculture. Not because the farmers are not utilizing the money, but because of what we call act of God. Certain things a farmer has done quite very well. He's not a lip service farmer. And eventually there is risk of drought. What can you do about it? He has planted, there is drought, no rainfall. Or there is fire break, or there is flood, excessive rainfall, or there is a wild wind. So what can he do? So there is no how he can pay back the money, but now the farmer is coming up, so it's going to induce agricultural lending. Then it's going to assist the farmer to embrace new improvement in agriculture.
Sir, let me hold you there, permit me to hold you there. Like I said earlier on during the introduction, this panel discussion is going to focus on two critical parts of finance, that's insurance and finance. And this afternoon, like I said earlier on, we have a finance expert with us that is online. She's from SunTrust. If she's online, I don't know if we can talk to her now, the IT guy. Madam Adeton, can we hear you? Can you hear us, brother? Okay, while we're waiting for the IT to bring her up, okay, ma, if you can hear us, can you unmute and talk to us?
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma.
I am on the field. My name is Dayton Abiola.
My name is Dayton Abiola.
Can you hear me?
Yes, now you can speak up, ma. Okay, good, I can hear you now.
Okay, my name is Dayton Abiola. I'm the head of agribusiness banking, SunTrust Bank Nigeria Limited. I am not in the studio with you because I have to be on the field. My job is on the field, supporting smallholder farmers across the value chain in advisory, financial services, and all that they need to become a successful farmer. Hello? Hello?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, can you please repeat your question? The network here is not so fantastic.
Ma, this afternoon, I would like to know. Enterprise in Nigeria. We want to understand like SunTrust for such enterprise. And then, of course, you can also explain to us what you are currently doing with Farm Connect on the Wave City project.
I'd like to believe that we are one institution that understands what Farm Connect stands for in agricultural real estate. And we're providing support across all the areas of interest. We are also providing advisory to some of your investors. So some of them come to us and to ask us to guide them in decision making for agricultural real estate investments. We also provide backup supports for some part of the administrative process. So basically, financial support, advisory support, investment support are the things that we do with Farm Connect. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Very much. Let me talk to the insurance man in the building. I believe Mr. Olaoluwa from Leadway is also online now. Mr. Olaoluwa, can you hear me? You do agri lending. You do agri lending. Okay, you don't do agri lending. You only protect the agricultural investments.
Yes, we don't do agricultural lending, right? But we have a working relationship formed by law that any form of agricultural lending, be it on lending, direct lending, must be linked to agriculture insurance. The essence is that there are two things. They must protect the interest of the lender as well as the interest of the borrower. In the event that if there is any loss, the lender and the borrower will not suffer. So if somebody insures with Nike and is covered, we are going to pay the exact amount he has lost per time within the period of insurance.
The exact amount
he has lost, because insurance is again profit. So that you'll be able to go back to the same process again. Where you suffer that which happened.
Okay, so what you are saying in essence is that for Farm Connect projects, we do some of our insurance with NICE, with your organization. So you are saying that, okay, because we have engaged your service, we have whatever funds we have put into the agricultural business is protected.
It's protected, 100%.
100% protected. So there is no fear of loss.
No.
Okay. So now let me ask, what forms of losses do you is it all form of losses, or you have reservation with some losses?
You know, that's the essence of the beauty of NAIC. In other clients, the risk they insure is selective.
Yes.
Even some private insurance company that engages in the agricultural insurance, the risk is selective. But in NAIC, it's total. If, for instance, because of production, there is a powerful earthquake or wild wind and blow off the buildings of the greenhouses, we will cover the seedling or the mature tomato inside. Any loss that occurs to them, we cover it. We will not say because it's not as a result of maybe because of a lebato attack, viral attack, but since it's an act of God, which is in quote, an act of God, not connected to managerial error. So now we cover. Now, for instance, there is a flood. You know, there are times that we can't predict, even these meteorological stations, there are times that there is error in their prediction. You, in a particular location, you may have incessant rainfall for hours, and one will never envisage, and there is massive flood. And there's no way you can prevent the water. Water will find its own level, quite all right. So, and it's going to deter the operational level the operational production of the crop. So invariably, there's going to be a problem. And there are so many unseen virus diseases that the flower might have crept in and destroy the tomato. So they are covered. So we don't segregate at all.
Okay. So in summary, your insurance covers both the pest infestation, the
Anything.
fraud, anything that could affect the business.
Yes.
Okay. So you are showing us now that
not human error.
Not human error, of course. No, of course, for Farm Connect, we work with experts all around the world to secure the production. But then I'm going to come back to you in a moment. Let me also ask Mrs. Adetong one last question before. Mrs. Adetong, can you hear me, ma'am? I would like to know, can you hear me, ma'am?
Hello.
No, I would like to know if to what extent can you provide financial support and advisory to agricultural enterprise?
Yes, we do that. We do that right now. We provide financial support and advisory to agricultural expertise. We provide financial support and advisory to smallholder farmers in whatever value chain and whatever category, and however small or large or huge they want to practice their trade.
Okay.
I can't hear you.
You are showing us that your expertise still covers what we do on the project, and then of course, in case of possible financial deficits, you are there to provide some support.
Oh yes, definitely.
Awesome. Thank you very much for that assurance. The whole world is already assured that okay, with SunTrust we have excellent financial advisory, and then we also have excellent finance capacity. Then so sir, on insurance, there are some insurance companies that will that a lot of people claim that the processes of your insurance take a longer period. Are you if farmers around the world listening to us right now, if they want to also be under your cover, what process does it entail?
Incidentally, these days we are in the world of advanced technology. Our website is there. You don't need to see me this card before you can book insurance for Nike. Just log into our Nike. When you don't start Nigeria Insurance Corporation, our page will be open on the internet. And the area you can go. So you can connect us on the internet. And another added advantage from Nike over all other insurance companies that went to agree insurance that we are spread across 30 states of the Federation, inclusive of Abuja. So our presence is everywhere. And we have linkages with various farmers groups. We have linkage with Central Bank of Nigeria. We have developed so many products, like interest-backed draw loan, and so many products for agricultural production in Nigeria. And it's not only agri production. Maybe somebody rearing like a crop now. Tomato is there, cassava is there. On the aspect of livestock, all kind of livestock. All kind of livestock, even domestic and domestic animals like horse, dog, whatever, we provide. Bees, anything related to agriculture. And if you're a manufacturer of agricultural products, we cover them.
Okay, so what about value chain linkages? Do you cover anything on the value chain?
That's what I'm telling you. Okay. From primary production, maybe you are producing rice, you are producing cassava, and you harvested this. You want to turn to gari. We can cover you against fire. By the time you want to move your product from the farm to a designated area, we cover your goods in transit. And you want to turn your food to processed food, we cover you. We cover your machinery. We cover your employee. So all across the agricultural value chain, We have developed products in each of the value chain. And to the extent that I'm telling you, the market women who are engaged in selling of pepper, tomato, rice, even the butchers, we can cover them. So Nike is so passionate because government really wanted to assist farmers. And for your information, out of several insurance companies owned by the federal government, it is only Nike that is left without being sourced off. So Nike is only federal government outfit now. Because one, we see ourselves as a responsible corporate citizen of Nigeria. And we do what we're supposed to do as laid down by the federal government through the Ministry of Agriculture. And you bet me, we have been on ground the last something year. If we have been found wanting in any part of the country, petitions, house member, they have tailored, they will have put a bill.
Okay. Let me also okay. I will still ask you some things about claims of insurance, but then Madam Adeto, I have another question for you. Madam Adeto, if you can hear me, can you tell us what, because as this event is going on, a lot of viewers around the world would want to sponsor some of our projects in Farm Connect, especially projects under the Wave City project, and they don't have enough funding. They don't have enough funds to sponsor or to be part of the project. What can you do in SunTrust to? Are you saying that we could partner with you to support support these people that have partial funding, disability, or something? What do you think? What is obtainable in SunTrust?
I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. The network is good.
Okay. The question.
Yes, I can hear you now.
What I'm saying is, for if we have someone now that might want to, small other partners or anyone, maybe a professional that is into a business already or needs an extra income and wants to be part of the Wave City project. And of course, he or she wants some funding. Is there any way we could partner with our organization to make that available?
Yes, very, very possible. Very, very possible. It's the list of what we should do, because we're supporting the investor to acquire an asset. And that's like asset finance. That's asset finance. And with agriculture, we have to be very, very creative and innovative in providing the financial support or access to credit. It's not like your regular credit. So if you don't understand the transaction, it's very tough for a lot of people to see clearly how to apply the right concepts to the credit. So it's very easy. Yes, we can finance.
So briefly, can you tell us how your website, how people can reach you, how people can contact you?
So our website is www.suntrustng.com. And we're on Instagram as suntrustng.com. We're also on LinkedIn as SunTrustNG. We're on Twitter as SunTrustNG. I would also share our agribusiness banking numbers in the comment box for an email address for anybody that would like to reach us. I'll share it shortly.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, in a moment, I'm going to take the closing remark from you, but then I still have the zonal manager of NIC in the studio with me this afternoon. I said I was going to ask you something on claims because in the past, the assumption is if the insurance is coming from the government perspective, having the claim will take a long period of time and it's going to drag. So can you tell us what is the process of claims when unforeseen circumstances occur eventually?
No, I want to say from the outset that NAIC is not a bureaucratic kind of organization. Like you find in ministries and some parastatals. Back within our mind, we know that government would really want to support farming. And more or less, NAIC is like a social scheme. Because part of the period that we pay, government will bear part of it, farmers just pay 50%. And we recognize the nature of our farmers. Some of them are unlettered. So, and claim is one of the key yardsticks to know a farmer insurance company. In NAIC, we don't toy with claim. We pay claim as promptly as possible. If all other documents supporting your claim are submitted on time. Okay. If, for instance, you have a fire outbreak and it is going to about a month before you submit, you notify us that you have a claim, wherein the evidence on farm cannot be traced. So such a claim can linger so much. You all need to take independent inquiries all over. But once you follow adequately and timely, and you submit your document on time, within some period, you pay claim.
Okay, so you are assuring Farm Connect
yes,
that, okay, whenever we have claims to get from NAIC, we are going to get the claim on time. Get of time. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So with that, do you have any closing remark, any closing word for our viewers around the world?
Well, our viewers around the world, starting from Farm Connect, you are doing beautifully. The last time I was in Farm Connect, not this, the one we went yesterday, about I think 2 months ago. So when I was there yesterday, I was highly elated. The kind of development and the vision they have for agriculture. Actually, in my own state, also, I'm from also. Then I want to advise the general fair, those who are watching us on various social media. It is good for you to insure your property, anything you have financial interest upon. And the amount you are going to pay is so small. Compare with the risk the insurance company will carry for you. It's very important. You have your vehicle, you have your farm produce, you have your farms, you have your vehicle, you have your houses. It is better for you to insure so that you have peace of mind and rest of mind. That's my
Thank you very much, sir. Mrs. Adetong, I would like to take your closing remarks in just 5 seconds, 10 seconds, thereabouts. Mrs. Adetong, can you hear Adetong? Can you hear Adetong?
Can you hear me?
Okay. Viewers around the world.
Hello? Can you hear me? Okay, if you can hear me, thank you very much for joining us. I apologize for the break in network. I am on the field and I'm inspecting some facilities.
Okay, I can hear you now. Please go ahead.
Okay, so I'm saying that I apologize for the network fluctuation. I'm on the field. I'm inspecting some facilities on various farms in Osun State, some of the projects that we're looking at. It's a real eye-opener. It's a real eye-opener, the opportunities that is available in agriculture, either for the youth, for the middle age, for the retired. And I would always recommend Farm Connect, like we've been doing since we started working with you, for agricultural real estate investment. We're here to support you. Give us a call, send us an email. We can advise you. We have very, very experienced farmers as bankers. I am a farmer myself, and I understand some of the challenges or most of the challenges that a smallholder farmer or food processor may be going through. Thank you for having us, and it's our pleasure.
It's done, right? Okay, it's done. So we are done. We are done.
Closing, everything. Oh, we see about another.
DMC.
We don't say it's much.
Right. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Young, please go ahead and give us music, Abel.
We'll be back to him. I tell you where it's ẹ̀rù náà ni àwọn ọkọ̀ òyà kú mẹ́bà òṣùwọ̀n ẹ̀ká ó ti tó ṣe fọ́tò ṣùgbọ́n lélẹ̀ yìí o. Ìyàwó àbíjọ ìrẹ̀lẹ̀ ìka ìjọba balance.
first of its kind in Nigeria, set to eradicate hunger by creating high yield, provision of jobs for more than 1,000 people, low risk of saturation, and an effective financial boost in the Nigerian economy. Wave City is located at Wasimi, Osun State, Nigeria, sitting on 500 hectares of land with a unique feature about 1 million square meters of greenhouse for various new methodologies of production of fruits and vegetables. Welcome to Mega Farming. Farm Connect. Agriculture is million square meters of greenhouse for various new methodologies of production of fruit and vegetables. Welcome to Mega Farming. Farm Connect. Agriculture is peace. Welcome to Wave City, a greenhouse modern technology vegetable farming project, the first of its kind in Nigeria, set to eradicate hunger by creating high yield, provision of jobs for more than 1,000 people, low risk of saturation, and an effective financial boost in the Nigerian economy.
if you're not in this part of this country, or globally, wherever the time is at your place, just take it as it is. And we're still talking about agriculture. When you talk about agriculture, talk about Farm Connect Agribusiness Nigeria Limited, one of the best that has brought new innovation to Nigeria, Africa. You know, we've had the first, the second, the third panel discussion, and it was quite interesting. There are people from all over the world that has joined us. Like I've been saying since, that you don't have to put your time into it. You don't have to put yourself into it, but at least you can send your money on air. And luckily for us, we all know that right now the oil sector is not as this before, especially what has gone around the world. But you know, right now I have a lot of people on my phone, and what they do basically now is sell different kind of food. You see them saying they have rice, chicken, and turkey, 500 naira. Everybody's saying food, because no matter who you are, you can get angry with your partner, you can get angry with your landlord, you can get angry with your parents. One thing is certain is you can't get angry with food, because food is what will sustain you in life. Sometimes you go ahead of about a man that fasted for some days here in Nigeria, didn't eat for a very long time, and you go laugh. I'm not sure if he died. I mean, food is very essential in life. Then aside food, opportunity is also very, very important in life. A lot of opportunity comes. They said there's this saying that says opportunity come not but once, but this time is not just once. It comes all the time. It's just for you to grab it. Right about now, we're going to the fourth panel discussion, which is the last one for today, and we have right on line with us this afternoon, Mr. Kafi Olosho, and also seated here this afternoon, the very visionary, the man of, I call him the man of the moment, because he's the man of the moment. I was telling him yesterday at WFCC that he can never go hungry, because in as much that he's doing something about agriculture, talking about Mr. Aziz seated here, and also our panel that has been working with me since, Mr. Shegun, the two of them, I mean the three of them rather, they will be discussing about opportunities. Then Mr. Kafi Olosho from Sterling Bank, you know, no matter what you're doing, you have to do with bank, especially if you're a billionaire, millionaire. I don't know if Kobonia, there's anything like Kobonia to talk about, because you have to put your money in the bank, in and out. But I will not be doing the panel. I'll just leave it to a free discussion between the three of them. Mr. Shegun will start first. Then we have Mr. Aziz, the founder of, it's not just the founder, it's also the chief marketing officer. I know that kind of founder that will sit in the office and said, marketer should go on the street. He even goes down to the street himself to do the marketing. So the three of them will be discussing opportunity. Well, because he's the visionary, I will definitely start with Mr. Aziz. Let's hear from you, sir.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to be here again to talk about the opportunities. And it's exciting to have Mr. Kafi in here from Sterling Bank.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm glad as well to be here.
It's a very important level business. And Sterling Bank had really been of immense support to Farm Connect. We may not be running a loan at the moment with any bank. We don't have any bank that are owing a dime. But I mean, your relationship with the bank is beyond, you know, being treated like you are just one of the many people that are coming. Like you don't have alternatives. Sterling Bank made banking loving for Farm Connect. Well, today we don't have FCMB. FCMB is also another bank that's giving us tremendous support. UBA here, UBA, but none had matched up to Sterling Bank. And the reason we'll be talking about things, we had a lot of brainstorming on how we could even make accessibility of financial as well as cultural inclusion more possible for people. So in this interactive session, I would like to jump from one place to the other so that where I stop, Mr. Kafi can come in where Mr. Kapi stops, Shegun can come in, so that people can look at the diversity of opportunity. It's not about investment alone. It's about partnership. It's about, we have over 17 industries that can partner with us.
Okay, wait, before you go into the partner thing, now, you said something when you started. You said you're not owing any bank a dime.
No bank in Nigeria can say Farm Connect owes in Naira.
That's-
Yes, Sterling Bank has given us a loan, we paid back. And then we secured the loan with money. With our own money that is more than what they have
That's
their
quite
own.
interesting because at the web city yesterday, if an outside comes in, the first thing that will come to is a mind.
Bank loan.
Yeah, you know, like, no, this is bank loan. But that's quite
Any bank that thinks Farm Connect is owing it money should publish it immediately.
I think the only people you are owing money is bank and food bank. That's
Yes, I need to be having food and plenty stomach.
Yes, so please go ahead.
But regardless of this, Sterling Bank is an amazing bank. As if they got some people and just put them there and say, just love Aziz, love Farm Connect, love his people. I mean, these are not like people that I'm a friend of before. They may, I used to be scared of banker. Like, when I see bank, I even made the vow that I would never marry a banker. That's how much I want to stay with a bank. But working with this bank, I help. Now we've been thinking of how can we make accessibility to this investment opportunity easier to so many people. Perhaps through asset finance, perhaps through a kind of a personal loan that can go into acquisition of a greenhouse or part of a greenhouse. We've been brainstorming. I know that in the months to come, we've been interrupted by the coronavirus thing. We'll be unleashing, releasing a lot of opportunities. We have a project called Afide. I'm not talking about it now because Nigeria is a copy and paste. So, yes, although it's a patented idea. So we have Afide, we have the one for the military, we have the non-interest. So we have a lot of things. Like the non-interest section of Sterling, we're going to be working together on providing a kind of a halal investment opportunity for people. So even if you don't have the money, you will now have access to the banking, and then you're not going to have a gun taken to your temple for you to get the money. So from the commercial angle, I would like Mr. Kafi to say things that bank can possibly do. Not necessarily what is going on, what the diversity of opportunity that can happen. People hear that. I don't continue seeing bank from the way I was seeing banks. It really changed my perspective of banking.
Okay, that's quite interesting that not everybody that has to go into loan. And even if you happen to go into loan, definitely you meet lovers in the bank. Yeah, Mr. Aziz said he was scared of getting married to a banker and see if they are terrible from the bank. But anyway, good people.
They're not bad people.
Yeah, that's what
I'm looking at the nature of their work, everything.
Yes,
so I just want to be on my own.
Okay, before we cross over to Mr. Shegun, that we've been seeing his face and been talking to him, I'm sure we can have Mr. Kafi just shed a little bit of light into what Mr. Aziz just said, that okay, let us know more about how bankers react to people, how they've been of help to people. Can we have Mr. Kafi on? Is Mr. Kafi there?
Okay, Amir, good afternoon, everybody. Hello, can you hear me clearly?
Good afternoon, Mr. Kafi.
Good afternoon, my moderator. Okay, can you all hear me very well?
As I've been saying since, so we want you to shed more than a light. At least you should put the whole halogen on the whole thing so that everybody would know that bankers are good people, especially talking about Sterling Bank. So I'd like to listen from you.
All right, thank you very much. I need to appreciate Farm Connect for believing in the bank. Just like I've always been saying, Sterling Bank is a one customer bank. We believe that when we're treating our customer, we treat them as a whole, as one. And that is all about service. And I think it's just the way we've been designed, is the way we have been programmed. Sterling Bank, either you are big or small, we treat you well. And we ensure that that service that you need, that is most paramount. And even because we look at you in entirety, we look at what you can actually benefit from the bank. So I would say for Farm Connect, it is not because it is Mr. Aziz, it is not because it is Farm Connect, but because we believe you are a customer that the bank should take care of, a customer that the bank should serve, so that, of course, you know, by the time we serve you well, then you go out there and tell others that these are the benefits, these are the things that that you gain from banks. I would say as a bank, you know, our job function is so simple. We render service. And looking at the primary definition of banking, you take from surplus and you use it to take care of deficits. And fortunately or enough, Farm Connect has actually not been indebted to us. Maybe in time past, before now, they had a facility with us, which they actually paid out. They performed well. So we won't say they are a borrowing customer at the moment. But I will tell you that Farm Connect has always been a wonderful customer to us. So, and I would say that this is the way we treat all our customers. If you give us the opportunity to serve you, give us a trial, and then you'll be convinced. Thank you so much.
A very good one. You're just saying it now that, okay, it's not just because it's Farm Connect, that's how you do with all your customers all over the world. It's great and fantastic one. And I like the part that you ended with, like, okay, I mean, they are not owing you. That means they are debt free. That means what he said is right. That, in fact, he said it's most likely you are the one that is, let me not finish that.
No,
no, I just said a lighter mood. Okay, Mr. Shem, let's move to your own side. We're talking about opportunity. A lot, aside farming, what other side do you think opportunity can be discussed when it comes to farming, especially when it comes to Farm Connect? What other opportunities do you have in mind that we can talk about?
Yeah, thank you very much. Again, I need to state it clearly that all of us in Farm Connect were so happy about the commissioning of the Wave City project yesterday. You know, Wave City is a project that has that presents enormous opportunities, both to partners or people that want to sponsor some of our projects, so, or a part of our projects. So it's a whole lot of chain of opportunities around the Wave City project. Why? Because it's a huge project. The project that would, the whole African continent will feel the effects at maturity. And then it's a project that presents Africa or Nigeria, or even Southwest Nigeria, presents us to the world as a capital of food bank or food security in this part of the world. So of course it comes with enormous opportunities ranging from maybe I just put like this. We are setting up 1 million square meter of greenhouse facilities for Wave City project, and that comes with a lot of things like the plastic industries. We present this huge opportunity for plastic industries to thrive as maybe as partner or as a business partners. They thrive well because they have to manufacture a lot of materials for the success of that project. We don't own a plastic industry. Definitely, we have to contract our service out to a viable, a trusted plastic industry. So it presents such opportunities for them. But that's just by the side. Why don't you talk about the how many hands that will be engaged, or how many persons that will be engaged on that project? That's the Wave City project has the potential to engage directly more than 1,000 employees, more than 1,000 persons that will be gainfully engaged. Now, that's for direct engagement. What about the indirect engagement? What about the multiplier effect of employment that it presents to people around the farm, in the states where the farm is situated, and even in Nigeria at large? So it positions agriculture. Wave City project positions agriculture in Nigeria as a viable venture that can engage both youth and women. in Nigeria. Because either we like it or not, the highest number of people that trade vegetables in Nigeria are women. And so as Wave City projects turn out produce, vegetable commodities in different forms, either processed or unprocessed, that project is going to be engaging a lot of women in Nigeria and going to be empowering a lot of women in Nigeria. As it's empowering women, it's empowering youth. And of course, the eventual effect of this in Nigeria is peace that Nigeria is clamoring for right now. And that's why Farm Connect logo remains agriculture is peace. So, when we talk about opportunities around this project, you just smile because it's enormous. And you want to talk about the waste that comes from the process, from the project itself. The waste that comes from the project is huge for people to even set up energy industries around that. It's huge for people to set up agrochemical industries around that. So it's as the project will be getting input, the project is also going to be churning out a lot of outputs, positive outputs that present a lot of opportunities. I believe the founder of Farm Connect will shed more light on the civil engineering opportunities and a lot of more opportunities that we still present.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Shegun. Before I allow the founder and the chief, I don't like calling him the founder alone. I like having the chief marketing officer. That means you can
like just being called as is.
Whether you like it or not, you are still the chief marketing officer. Now, and before you, because I know you have lots that you have written out there that you want to talk about. Now, how do people like, for example, Mr. Kafi and your staffs get opportunity from Farm Connect Agriculture? How do people that stays on the machine 24 hours? I'm not talking about the bikers, I'm talking about the likes of the tailor, the mechanic, or people that all they do is they have to be in their office as a real estate management, but yet they want to then farm, but the opportunity is not coming at all. How will they benefit from this?
Is that for me?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. The opportunities that we'll be talking about, we divide it in two. We talk about the partnership of opportunity, and then we talk about opportunity for individuals. Now, what you're asking is about opportunity for individuals. After that, we still go back to the partnership because we need other companies to know that we are open to partnership. Now, you see, I looked at my life as a person in the time I was in the service where I had no opportunity to do something else other than wear my uniform in the morning, move it in the evening, hope that the Saturday is free, hope that the Sunday is free, and I didn't always get that. And what happens to a man who is a banker, waking up 4 o'clock to go to the bank in the Lagos traffic, gets to work 7 o'clock, gets back home 10 o'clock, tired, and then does that for 5 years? What happens to the soldier? What happens to the policeman? What happens to every one of us? Every industry has its own challenge. Every industry engages people. There's no one that is worse than the other. We're just having expertise in that different way. But after having spent several years, what do we fall back to on the long run? The reason for many people is that in our active time, we have opportunity to create wealth. We live good life. We look glamorous. When it comes to retirement, everything declines so fast. And once your standard of living begins to decline, your health declines very fast. So we think that people, as we are wired, we're wired to think that the measurement of our success is in the cars we're driving, and then the houses we have built, the children we have number of children we've given back to, or I think we should think beyond just that. I always said something that the first thing every young man, every human being should take control of is the cash flow, not the ego. Cash flow. So what is important to me? Is it a house I live in that matters or a greenhouse that gives me money? If I can make it give me money, I would rather go for greenhouse. The first house I built is for agriculture. The first land I bought is for agriculture. The first investment I made was in agriculture. Everything I ever did as far back as 2001, 2005. And now I'm reaping it. So we tell people, you don't need a skill set. You are in the media, face media. Media is not less important than agriculture. You are in banking industry. Face bank. Bank is not less important than agriculture. You are in energy. Face energy. Let people face their twin. Then let's look for reputable people who can be trustworthy and be held accountable to run agriculture for us. Because in Farm Connect, our first policy is We don't need more farmers, we need smarter farmers. A single farmer that can do the work of 1,000 farmers is worth more than those 1,000 farmers. Now, I can give you an instance. Where I need 20 people to work on the farm, a drone does that in 18 minutes. So why do I keep paying a lot of people money to do that? So when that happens, it means that other people can be engaged in other industries, that they can give the farming task to a trusted entity, which Farm Connect is one. A lot of us out there, a lot of companies would do that. I don't like being called an agriculture company. Farm Connect is in its class, it's unique. We are a movement. So when people like that, you can now engage your money. Not by investing so that you invest with us and we start telling you we'll give you this. You can own a greenhouse facility. You can own a park of our snail facility and any other project we do. You own it. What we do is we run that facility, then we pay you your we give you for people that want profit sharing, we have profit sharing arrangement. So if you make 10 naira, 5 naira comes to you, 6 naira comes to you, we have a profit sharing formula so that it's purely allowed, especially for people who are sensitive to that. Or let me not just use the word Allah, so it doesn't look like this Islamic thing. So some other Christian and other faith who don't like anything that has to do with interest or something. Then we have the one that want guaranteed. Don't come and tell me profit and loss. I want guaranteed return on investment. We have that as well, and that is the main thing. We look at the benchmark yield. We are doing controlled environment farming. A lot of time we'll have more success than failure. So we say, okay, benchmark. This is what we can give to you. So we give the benchmark. The day it exceeds the benchmark, it's our own game. Day goes below, we have to mark it up. In order to also protect you and your investment, we engage insurance so that you don't put your money in a project and then we come back tomorrow scratching our head and telling you you have to have faith. So this is it. So the people can engage their money while they face and build their career. So they don't need to have a farming project that they will be running back home. And now I heard of someone who has a fish pond and he was stuck outside the country because of Corona. He lost all the fishes. I can't be stuck. If I'm stuck abroad, we are 81. The project can stop. There is a system. So we want people not to expose themselves to undue wastages and danger. Because we have no other thing than to run with agriculture. So they can engage their funds. That's the first opportunity. And in the next time, I will talk about it.
Okay, fantastic one, great one. You said you are 81. Please, you have to increase the number to 83. As I said, my wife for joining the team. Are you sure you're not just coming? God, you No. You just said it as I don't have to be there. I just have
to. The 81 is the personnel workforce.
Once you put 82, I'm also part of the workforce.
I can't pay you. You are older than me.
Okay, quite a lovely one from Mr. Aziz, fantastic one. And while you were talking, a lot of people did not. I'm sure we still have Mr. Kafi with us. While you were talking, a lot of people did not know that you are in retired military personnel. And yesterday, I was amazed when you said you were not chased, you did not leave. You voluntarily retired as a lieutenant colonel, which is a fantastic
commander.
Okay, sorry, sir. Lieutenant commander, a major for that matter. Do you understand? And today I've seen a big part of you because normally a military personnel, what has been transferred today would have at least put up that little bit of ego that, okay, me, that I've gone to the battlefield and talking to me like that, but yet you do not put ego. And like you said, that it is where money should be coming from, that everyone should be thinking, not putting ego first. Now, let's come back to you, Mr. Shegun, before we go to Mr. Kafi. I'm sure you have another opportunity. You want people to also get this afternoon. Let's hear from you, please.
Okay, thank you very much. Of course, like I said earlier on, enormous opportunities. Every angle you turn to, you see at least 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 opportunities around it. Okay, so for the Wave City project, it's huge. Actually, it's huge. Like the founder said, you don't need to come on the farm and hold any equipment before you are part of the farm. So one of the things that the Wave City is doing is we have presented this ample opportunity to be a farmer without getting to the farm. So, and that opportunity is available for everyone, either you are in diaspora or you are in the country. That opportunity is available to everyone. You can be a farmer without getting to the farm. Because what we have done is, in the first panel that we had today, we had the man that discussed with us how artificial intelligence can even relay the real-time activities on the farm to you wherever you are. How you can use technology to even monitor your activities on the farm. And one of the things that we have done in Farm Connect is we have provided technological solutions that can make you monitor the farm that we are running for you. So if you are sponsoring any of our projects, you are rest assured that you have updates, regular updates on the activities on the farm. And of course, we also guarantee, just like he said too, that okay, you have returns for you. So that's just one part of it. And we, like you said, we are the first we are the first company that can give you that opportunity in the agricultural sector to own a farm of your own without getting to the farm. We call that model the agricultural real estate model, where you can own the farm or a portion of the farm of your own. Okay, so that's just like side. Okay, good. He wants to add something.
The seller's app.
Yeah, seller's
And that's what you do. You use a lot of your time to develop. He developed an app called the Sellers app. Now, the Sellers app is a selling app where it's integrated into our accounting system, into our farm management software, and into the logistics system. Now, it's an app that creates a web from the farm to the payment structure, to the bank, to the logistics, and to distributors, to retailers, and to consumers. So, meaning that you can actually become a distributor of Farm Connect farm produce, and it will look at the your geolocations and look for the retailers and consumers around them and assign them to you. So when they make orders, the orders count for you, and the logistic guy, without you even confirming those orders, the logistic guy can actually pick the orders, he can receive the payment for you, they will take orders and distribute to your people. Because we have to sell bulk, and we need someone to be able to buy bulk. So we want to sell directly to distributors who can give it to retailers and to consumers. And we don't want to run logistics. Currently, we are running our logistic company. We have our own trucks and everything. We don't want to run logistics. Some people are good at it already. You just need to adjust to the culture. So we want the logistic guy to be able to pick, and now so the logistical guy has his opportunity there to just lift whatever is lifted, either for on a bulk level or on a more, retail level. That seller app. So with that seller app, we expect that people can actually, we're going to have a farm in Imo State. We have one in Osun State. So from there, once there's an order for our tomatoes, now the sellers app is integrated into our farm management app, and our farm management app as the app is not an app. Our farm management system is an app, but I don't want to call it app so that people don't think they can download it. Okay, yeah. So the system has a way to use the data and history of yield and to project our expectation. So from there, you can tell the distributor that there's going to be 10 tons of tomatoes next week on Thursday. Then the guy goes, okay, yeah, I want 5 tons of it. I want 1 ton of it. I want 2 tons of that. So they can pre-order. Now we are going to be harvesting and delivering fresh tomatoes. Not that we have the tomato and I say, fifth design. What we're using now is the fifth design. Very sweet. But while we're building locally, our cost was higher, our time on task was longer. We needed to bring that down. But what was the major challenge? The net is important. The film is important. The galvanized pole is important. The hydroponic gutter is important. The cocoa pit is important. And we have coconuts. So there are opportunities. What happens to the plastic industry? The hydroponic pots, the planting pots, the film, the nettings, they're all plastics. So instead of just making buckets, we can make all this. So there is huge plastic. Agro-allied company, like in that panel, there are a lot of agro-allied companies that can supply some of the things we need. Data. We're going to be transmitting 240 terabytes of data per annum. Uplink alone from the farm. Just data feeding at full scale. What's happening to global? You get that? Okay. It's a 5 million square meter. It's a large place. So we need the 1 or 2 max there. Okay. Education. Like, there's nothing. Every time I mention education, I develop those people. You can't build an industry without educating people, without giving them experiential learning opportunity. Not just speaking English. That Wave City alone will engage nothing less than 500 people on internship. LAUTECH is there. OAU is there. OOU. There are plenty of universities around there. Ecotourism. On that farm, yesterday, you saw the Israeli technology from Dizengoff. Good technology, not bad. Jordanian technology, Dutch technologies, Nigerian technology. We have a lot of technology that was there. We're going to be having multiple technology. So when you come and methodology, how these guys farm, how the Jordanian guy manages his greenhouse is different from how the Israeli guy does it. It's very similar. They're completely different from what the Netherlands guy, the Dutch guy does. So you see that people can come there to see diversity of technology as well as diversity of methodologies. Ecotourism is money making and it's good for agriculture. Civil engineering, we are moving earth, left, right, center. We are always moving earth. We have heavy machines on the field. We don't necessarily have to be buying those. People could partner with us to give that to us or to provide such service. Energy. That place doesn't have any supply of electricity. So we have to generate our electricity. The sun is always bright. We are always creating waste. Because of need for inputs and energy, we're going to be investing in poultry. So meaning that renewable energy guys have opportunity, solar people, biogas people, and all those. Logistic guy, I've mentioned that over and again. I don't have to hammer that. Food and grocery, all our produce is going to be eaten. Somebody stays in between to turn it from raw produce into processed or edible system. What happens to telecommunications? We're going to be talking, we're going to be transmitting data. It's very, very important. Irrigation. Irrigation, people, how water flows and everything. We import almost everything. And then sometimes you're even forced to import the technology. Ghana is doing well. I have a guy in Ghana. And then already I've located also a guy in Nigeria who had done, so we have done some test projects. And it came out excellent. We want local guys to take this industry. I'm almost through. Marketing and packaging, of course, every of these things, some people can package it and resell and make their money. Opportunity in security. Every firm needs security, from electrical system, using electronic security system, as well as physical security, including structures and infrastructure to ensure security, police, NSCDC, Amotekun. I like it. I like the Amotekun. These are opportunities. Finance. Why can't we have asset finance from bank who finance you to acquire a project, and then you pay from that project or from your salary? What the bank needs is security, that the money they are giving to you, you will not squander it, and you will be able to pay back. When we can create that structure, bank can actually facilitate your purchase of your own greenhouse. We will run the greenhouse. Then we talk about empowerment. Radical engagement agriculture empowers people. Women, we have a women enclave. We have the Legion, where, dependent on soldiers, the money, the profit that comes from the Legion farm is not coming to Farm Connect. We direct it to ASEF. ASEF is our
is our foundation. We call it Agricultural Social Entrepreneurship Foundation. And that money will be spent only on the dependents of retired old soldiers, people who maybe permanently disabled or dead personnel. It's voluntary. So to help them to do business or to further their education in line of agriculture, only agriculture. So you cannot do engineering or anything. Agritech companies can partner with us. We can do a lot of things together. We can also, the e-center we are setting up is the first of its kind in Nigeria. I doubt if that's not in Africa. We have not seen anywhere. With some technology I got when I was in the Navy, I could monitor ship from Cote d'Ivoire to Cameroon, and from Cameroon down to Angola. I could see ship right sitting down in my office in Bielsa. I could see up to 700, 750 kilometers. So why can't we do that in agriculture? Well, the system we put in place, we're supposed to commission in January. So somehow because of COVID, we mellowed down. October it will be open. It's here in Ibadan. It's supposed to be in the next block there, but we've gotten another place and we are looking at putting the facility up. Now, it can monitor any farm in Africa using satellite imagery, on-site sensors, electro-optic system, drone technology. These are things, yeah, so agritech companies can also utilize this. Who help with management of their data and everything. They can go ahead and succeed in their business. The industry is too huge for anyone to be alone. Then another one is mechanized. I mentioned sailing and then information technology. We've developed several apps. For the next 18 months, we can launch out up to 9 different apps. They've all been developed, tested. Cloudware is not here today. From the sellers to I Have I Need, to Food Soldier, to Agrivent. We have a lot of software we'll be doing one after the other. Because right in here, our IT guys are in. So they understand agriculture, we sit on their neck, and they give us what we want. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Aziz. Well said. Before I ask Mr. Kafi, yes, I say Mr. Kafi is back on. Before I ask him, I just want to say that was a very great opportunity. That creating apps. At least you took up some guys that's supposed to be having a sleepless night doing what we call Yahoo Yahoo now. That they have come like you are doing farming now.
Okay, agree.
No.
Like I sing one song. Iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ níṣẹ́ ilẹ̀ wa, ẹni kò ṣiṣẹ́ á ṣe yahoo yahoo.
Yes. Okay, Mr. Kafi, I have one question for you that I want to ask before we close this section. And my question is, okay, like he said earlier, that okay, the people that wants to go into farming, for example, that wants to be with Farm Connect and they work, their salary earners, and yet they want to get loan from your bank, and you would monitor, make sure that what they're taking the money for is what they want to use it for. What is the opportunity there for them? How is the opportunity so certain for them? And how are they assured that, okay, this opportunity they're going to get from you, Sterling Bank? Mr. Kafi.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Moderator. Well, just like I told you that a banking job is just about rendering efficient services and, of course, taking from surplus in a way. That's our primary school definition. Take from surplus to take care of the deficits. As a bank, we ensure that our customers are well served, either they subscribe to Farm Connect or not. We have arrays of products as a bank, and this is applicable to most banks. But the beautiful thing about us is our own bank is known by everybody. And I would say if we profile a company, we look at how viable they are, we look at their balance sheets. Nothing stops their staff from taking a form of facility from the bank. For example, now I'll be talking about people looking at how they can actually get money to take care of some certain exigencies. I'll say as a bank now, okay, take for example, now look at Sterling Bank. We have products. We call it product Spectre. I'm sure you must have heard of that Spectre before, where we allowed quite a lot of people, either you have an account with us or not, to enjoy loan facility from us. And it was a tech-based loan application. You might not need to come to the bank. Sterling Bank was actually rated well on that note. If you go online now, as I'm talking to you, quite a lot of millions of people are still subscribing into it. And what do? Well, even considering the fact that we are in the this period of coronavirus, where a lot of people feels there won't still be support for them. The fact that we look at your account, we look at how buoyant you are, we look at what you have done in time past, then the system calculates what you can take, and you pay over a period of time. So if you feel you believe in what Farm Connect is doing, and you need a facility, you can of course come to Sterling Bank, ask for a loan, and it shall be granted. Our Spectre loan is within 5 minutes. A lot of people can actually attest to that fact. So when it comes to supporting the retail side of the business, of course, as a bank, we support either you are retail, commercial, public sector, all forms of sectors. But looking at retail as because Farm Connect now we categorize them as SME. Of course, we look at the value chain as well. So the retail part of it, anybody that feels they are interested in taking a loan can actually approach the bank, and we support them. So that won't be a difficult thing for the bank to do. Thank you so much.
One more question for you before we go here. You said, of course, your words that you will support them. Now, we've talked about salary earners, the people that will monitor their salary and be sure that the money is taken from the bank and they're putting it. What about people that does not pay, that does not work as a salary earner? Probably people that does business, probably people that does, how do I say it, maybe a mechanic, or for example, a meat seller. How did you intend to also assist such people? Or probably somebody just comes and said, okay, well, I know Mr. Aziz that is going to stand in for me. Is there opportunity for those kind of people too?
Most definitely. Maybe I forgot to say this to you. The Spectre that I talked about, we have 2-3 types of Spectre. We have the Spectre Extreme, we have the Basic, and we have our BSF. I will explain to you what I mean by all of this. The Spectre Basic is actually for salary earners. People who can actually domicile their salary with us for a period of time. We profile them, we onboard them as a community, and then we avail them loan based on what their capacity is. That is the Basic. That is actually for the salary earner. Then the Extreme is actually for all sorts of people who has 1 or 2 businesses they are doing, all under retail. We look at them, we profile them. In fact, they might not even have an account with us. Of course, every bank would prefer customers to have an account with us. But we are saying as a bank, don't have an account with us. But before we can avail you this loan, you need to open an account with us. We look at your statement from other bank. Provided we see the transaction in your account, we can profile you and give you a loan. That is actually for the Extreme. And now for the business support, maybe what I do is I have a small shop where I sell all these fast-moving consumer goods, or where I sell rice, where I sell all of these things. And I feel, okay, I have a business. I'm a sole proprietor, an entrepreneur. I need a facility. We have the BSF, which you call the Business Support Facility. We can as well avail you loan up to 5 million. Of course, this loan will be used for something which you know will benefit you, which will in turn bring returns to you, obviously. So if you think the loan you want to take, you want to use it to invest with Farm Connect, which you so much believe in, fine. The most important thing is we look at your capacity, we look at the repayment, and if you are fine with it, then the bank will do. So that is very, very possible from us as a bank. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I want to say, want to hear your departing words, encouraging words to everybody that's watching us all over the world. Just tell them 1 or 2 things about your bank and also about Farm Connect, if you have anyone to say, because we'll be leaving very soon. So I want to hear from you. I wouldn't say departing over, at least thank you word from you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Moderator. You actually want me to say much about Farm Connect. Sincerely, Farm Connect has been a wonderful customer. I'm not going to overbloat. I'm not going to exaggerate. But you see, the way we treat our customer, we ensure that every customer feels like a king. And I'm sure it is based on that premise that Farm Connect will say Sterling is always a bank of choice. Farm Connect is actually a customer, and we've always been supporting their business. And I can tell you that if any other customer feels we should do the same for him, that is why we are Sterling. That is why we do this business. We're in business of rendering effective and efficient services to customers, superior ones. And I can tell you that if you come to us or we look for you and get you, you will never want to go for another bank. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Kafi. Thank you for joining this section. Thank you very much. And very soon, I also will be coming over to your bank because I like good things. Also.
We'll be
Okay,
expecting.
Mr. Shegun, let's hear your own final words for this opportunity and for this section.
Okay, if you think you have a need for you to have an extra or multiple stream of income, I think you better start running to Farm Connect because that is one of the most assured and the one of the organizations that has the integrity and the expertise that can avail you the, a stream of income from agriculture. And of course, the nation at large is the hope of the nation at large now is on Farm Connect because Farm Connect is going to produce the food that all Nigerians or most Nigerians and most Africans are going to be eating. Of course, we are also going to be doing our best in sustaining the peace through food security. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Finally, before I ask Mr. Aziz to also say his own goodbye word, I think some weeks ago I saw on social media where Dr. Akinwumi was saying that anybody that is not going to farming before the year 2023 would regret not going into farming. So with these, I want to ask Mr. Aziz, what's going to be your own words for people that are not into farming yet, and also your own words for people that should come and join, of course, your vision, so that in the next 10 years they won't be saying how I know I should have joined 10 years ago.
I have a theory. I say, don't spend your time or your energy on what money can do for you. So if money can farm for you, why do you have to stress? So if your money can make you own a greenhouse and some people are going to be running up and down, which we are meant to do, we'll do it for you. Then you can stay in your AC and get the money, you're still a farmer. Farm Connect should not be referred to as an agri-tech company. It's belief in us. Farm Connect is a movement. The people in Farm Connect are Farm Connectors. The investors are Farm Connectors. I am the Farm Connector. We are a group of people, we call ourselves the food soldiers. And this is what I want to say. A movement of people towards contributing immensely to food security. That's who we are. So, if you're ever going to think of investment, don't think of any other thing than agriculture. Should you need a partner, there's no other one than Farm Connect. Because we understand what it means to be in agriculture. And we know that agriculture is peace.
Thank you very much. And this knows we've come to the end of this section. And ladies and gentlemen, and also we'll be using this opportunity to also ask Mr. Aziz to say a vote of thanks because he is actually the host. So he's going to be doing his vote of thanks to everybody all over the world that has joined us. Thank you very much. My name is Rotimi Johnson. It's been a great opportunity anchoring this event. Thank you very much. So we have Mr. Aziz come to the podium to say his vote of thanks.
Well, it's a great honor to host you all today on the post-inaugural conference of the Wave City. It's a unique privilege. I don't have more to say than to say to you, thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your support. Thank you for believing in this vision. Thank you for being part of this. Thank you for being a Farm Connector. I want to thank the media for the hard work you put into ensuring this works. I want to thank the construction guys on the field who have been working assiduously day and night
the agronomists, the farmers, partner companies, our banks. I want to thank the government, especially governments of the state of Osun, and of course, Ekiti State. I want to say thank you for the government of Lagos for all the support. And I want to use this opportunity to also acknowledge the tremendous support I've received from my chairman, board of directors, the person of Major General Lawrence Olufemi Jokutola, and his father. And of course, the chairman of the project, Wave City, in the person of Air Chief Marshal Oluseyi Petiri. These are the fathers that clothed our nakedness, and several other people. I would like to identify with Navy Captain Adeshola Ojo. I think these are the people that really helped to establish and balance out this company. I want to always say thank you to you. And to you that you listen to me at that moment, by this time next year, will be something more tremendous. Thank you for your faith in us, and have a great day. Bye. Sure. It was a long day. I need to go and drink water. Yeah, long day.